Hiyo everybody, this is IcicleFerret, and in honor of Halloween, I wanted to go over the etymology and the background behind some of the ores and gems available on the Cambion Drift. Now I know we have the Halloween event, the Knights of Neighborus going on here, but it's really, you just buy some special stuff from Sister using tokens from Mother. It's not all that, I don't think it's all that exciting, but you know, it's nice that they have something going on. You can buy a little pumpkin hat and you can buy a special, the thingy that follows you around. But I wanted to go over the ores here because a lot of things in the Cambion Drift have to deal with death, the afterlife, and medical terminology. And I wanted to share just a little bit of that with you because they're not pulling these names out of thin air when they decide to name their resources and their, you know, the resources and wildlife and other things along that line. So we're gonna go over, and unfortunately the best way for me to do this is to just open up my inventory and search for these things by name. And the first thing is here, Adrammelech, if I'm saying that correctly. Now this is actually named after Adrammelech, which is a demon in Judeo-Christian demonology. And it's also possibly related to an ancient Sumerian god to which children were offered, children were burned in offering. So, seems like a great guy. I mean, exactly the sort of person you would want to name an ore after, right? Now the next one we have on the list is Baphomet, which this one is named, I believe, after Baphomet, which is yet another demon in Judeo-Christian I don't want to call it a mythology because it's actually things that people believe. It's Judeo-Christian teachings, let's say. And Baphomet is kind of your traditional goat-headed devil. So if you ever see a picture of a goat, you know, on a man's body with wings, that's going to be Baphomet. Next on the list we have Naamah, and near as I can tell, this is named after Naamah, which is yet again a demon, this time from strictly Jewish traditions. Now I don't have a whole lot more information on Naamah, and I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly, but from what I can tell, Naamah is also a demon. Then comes Thaumaturgy, which, this one's a little different. It's not actually named after a demon. It comes from a Greek, I believe it's Greek, word meaning magic. More specifically, Thaumaturgy, which literally breaks down into miracle works, or miracle working. And Thaumaturgy was the study of magic during like the Middle and, or Dark Ages, something along that line. The word Thaum just basically has come to mean magic. And I believe it's Dungeons and Dragons, it's a kind of dark magic as well. And then we can't forget about Dagon, which I believe comes after Dagon, which this is a little out there because this comes from a Lovecraftian creature. So H.P. Lovecraft created an entire pantheon of deep ones and dark creatures, and Dagon was part of a trio of gods right along there with everybody's favorite boy Cthulhu, who was worshipped by the deep ones. Dagon, I think, was like considered the father of all of the deep ones, and he was married to, I believe, Hydra. I could be wrong on that, but I believe it's Dagon and Hydra ruled the pantheon that the deep ones worshipped, and Cthulhu was there too. And then Tiamat right here is pretty easily named after Tiamat, which was the ancient Babylonian goddess of chaos and the sea. Pretty straightforward. Now we're moving on to Hecatonchiere, which this one's a little tougher. I think this one was taken after the Hecatonchiere of ancient Greek mythology, which the Hecatonchiere literally stands for the 100-handers, and they were a group of titans that fought alongside the Olympic gods in their fight against the titans. and by some accounts, the Hecatonchiere now guard the gates of Tartarus, and that's the primary reason why I think that this was taken off of the Hecatonchiere, because of that link to the underworld. And another gem here, we have Necrothene, which, pretty simple. Necra, necros, meaning death. And then the "ene" at the end, interestingly enough, is a chemistry term that denotes a carbon double bond as the most active reaction site. So it's like a death carbon double bond. So the Embolus here is one of 2 gems that have a medical link rather than a mythological link. The Embolus here is just a different spelling of Embolus, which it's essentially a clot. It's a mass that travels through the blood vessels and becomes lodged, then causing a blockage or a bowing of the vessel wall. And that blockage or bowing is called an embolism. So an embolus is just something that causes an embolism. So this gem here is something that was flowing through the veins and arteries of Deimos and got stuck. And finally we come to the Xenorast. Now, this one was the toughest one. The easy part to figure out was the Xeno at the front. That just means foreign, so this is kind of a foreign body. And then the Rast part, I believe this is a derivation of the word for rage. That's R-H-A-G-E, which means to flow or to bleed. So this Xenorage is a foreign substance in Deimos that has bled out. And this is what has caused the Xenorast to form. And that covers all of the gems and... Ooh, hello, paper doll man. Alright, and that covers all of the gems and ores that you can... And that covers the gems and ores that you can find on the Cambion Drift. Now, pretty much everything that they introduced here has, like I said, a medical or an underworldly link to it. And I'd be happy to go over those, probably in a future video. This is just a quick one for Halloween. The video is probably not going to come out till after Halloween, just because of the way that I work, which is slowly. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Maybe you learned something. And once again, I just want to thank you for spending time with me. I know your time is precious, and the fact that you choose to spend it with me means so much to me, you don't even know. Stay frosty, my friends, and I will catch you next time.